Okay. All right. I gotta take it all in. So many faces attached to so many bodies. Oh my gosh, thank you all so much for coming out. We're gonna get on our feet. Who is totally new to the park, never did this before? You are not. Never? Oh, but not new to me. Anybody else? Or you guys just heard about it and had to swing back? Oh, hi, Constance. I want to hug you before this is over, okay? Yeah. Oh my gosh, I feel like I have so much to say to all of you, but I feel like we need to start because it's 9 o'clock. It's probably past 9. So let's just step up to the top of the mat. Let's bring our feet together and really just do our best to be in this moment. Do you guys know each other? Yes? The Israeli connection thing, I guess, right? Yeah. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Hi, Jack. So we bring our feet together because that's on purpose. It's not just random the way we step up to the top of the mat. Everything we do in yoga is on purpose. Even your choice to come out here this morning should have some purpose, right? So we step onto the mat, and in this moment, let's decide, what is our yoga for? It could just be to get a tan and be in community. I don't know. It could just be because you feel like you need to move. Maybe you need to move something out of you. Or maybe you need to open a space and bring something in. So I don't know what that is, and I don't want to assume anything. I'm not going to set the intention for the practice except that you be here. Hi, Julie. That you be here and you be present and you be on purpose. Oh my gosh, Amy and Elliot, I have to stop looking around. All right, so our feet are together. Let's bring our hands to the heart. Take a few deep breaths. Even the breath is on purpose. We breathe in and out of the nose. And even when we start to move a little more quickly and the heart rate comes up and your breathing wants to speed up, I love that we don't have to worry about volume here. At the hotel, yeah, we totally have to realize at 8:30 in the morning that guests are sleeping, right? Yeah, so we can turn it up, honey. Yeah. So the breath is in and out of the nose, and even when the movement becomes a little bit more intense and the heart rate comes up and you start to feel the heat around you and the heat inside of you, try to keep that breath controlled through the nose in both directions. Try to make it a little longer, a little slower, and a little deeper than you would normally. So the breath really has a purpose. It's going to steady your nervous system. I don't know, it's the wire. Sometimes I touch it funny. Sorry. So one more time, breathe in through the nose. Breathe out through the nose. And on this next inhale, let's press the palms together, but rise up. Exhale, open the arms wide, bring them down by your sides. Let's do that again. Inhale right up through the center, press the palms, feel the midline of the body, and then exhale. I don't know what just happened, hon. All right, last time. Inhale, the arms reach, and then exhale, arms out and down. This time we move. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Let the arms come out. Lead with your heart. Good. Lift halfway. Lengthen your spine. We're going to look a little forward. Engage the belly. And then fold again. Exhale. All right. Halfway up. Inhale again. Fingers on the shins. Draw the chest out. And then fold in deeply. This time rise. Inhale all the way up. So you can see how we're linking the breath and the movement together. Touch the palms, and this time bring it right down into the heart again. That was so beautiful. Let's do it again. Inhale, arms reach. Just linking the breath and movement. Exhale, forward fold. Good. Lift halfway. Inhale. Exhale and fold. Inhale, rise all the way up to standing. And then exhale, bring it right to the heart. So far, so good. Let's move on. Inhale, arms reach again. Just moving and breathing. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen on your inhale. This time, soften the knees so you can touch the mat. Let's step both feet back. We call it plank pose. It's an upper push-up position. The legs are pretty strong here. It feels almost like your hands are pushing down into the mat, but squeezing isometrically toward each other. So they don't really move, but they move toward each other in order to activate the chest. And the feet almost feel like they're trying to stretch the mat apart behind you. So you have this activation of the muscles, and we love the feeling of body. Something going on with the wire. All right. Now, some of you are developing your body strength, so if you're working on that, let's put the knees down first, and then keep pushing the hands into the floor and lower slowly down, forward and down. Good. Inhale into a cobra pose. It's a really little back bend. The legs extend long behind you, the spine rises, and the chest broadens. And then exhale, release the chest back down. Good. Tuck your toes, and we move into our first downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. And know that when I'm giving you cues, it's not because I have any desire for perfection. I'm giving you cues because they're just suggestions on ways you might make the pose more comfortable. I want you to honor yourself. If it's been 15 months since you did yoga, right, which it could be for some of you. The last day we were here was March 7th of 2020. Come forward into your plank pose again. Try to set up that muscular energy. Look a little forward. The head can be heavy. We don't want it to hang. We're going to try to lower down, maybe without putting the knees down. You can lower all the way down onto the belly. Inhale into cobra pose. Squeeze the elbows a little bit, broaden the chest, and then exhale, release, tuck your toes, and go back to downward facing dog. I think it's this connection, the bottom of this wire. No? All right, I've got one more suggestion. We come forward into plank. We set up for that muscular energy. So we use our strength and not momentum or gravity. We push the floor away from us, and maybe we lower down and hover over the mat. Let the elbows bend in toward the rib cage. That's called chaturanga. And then you can come into upward facing dog. If you don't know what that means, do cobra. I'm not going to explain it today. That's it. And then find your way back to downward facing dog. Upward facing dog isn't, I believe that, what? Okay. I believe that cobra would be safer for the crowd, but I know that we have all levels here, and I want you to honor yourself. So if there's a variation of a pose, or there's something that you do in your normal weekly practice that you want to add in today, feel free to do so. Jen? All right, I'm just going to stay still. If you need to make a modification, go ahead and do so. All right, take one last breath here. Let's look at our hands and then walk our feet right up to the top of the mat. Bring the feet together. Inhale, lift halfway, just like we did at the beginning, and then exhale, fold. With a flat back, please rise all the way to standing. Lift your head, lift your heart, start to reach your arms up high to the sky, and then bring it right into heart center. We'll put that all together in one big beautiful movement. Inhale, arms reach. Just getting warmed up. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen on your inhale. Step it back into plank pose. Organize yourself, find that muscle action, and lower. You can put the knees down or go down to the belly or take your chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, and exhale, downward facing dog. So lots of choices, lots of ways to move and breathe. It's those ingredients of movement and breath that create the magic. They create the transformation. Go ahead and lift your right leg up behind you. Make it feel good. And then look forward to your hands. Let's step the right foot forward to the hands and rise up for our first high crescent lunge. We're going to try to keep it simple today. That doesn't mean it's going to be easy. We're going to stay up high on the back toes. I want you to feel all 5 of those toes. Our feet are really, really important. And so we feel some weight in the big toe, but we also feel some weight in the baby toe, that pinky toe on the outside. We call it the lateral border of the foot. That's it. Everybody looks pretty good here. Now let's see if we can just softly bend into the front knee a little bit deeper. I like it. Now, the feet feel like they're kind of pushing the mat apart, so start drawing your legs into the hip sockets. Create your own stability. Pull in the pelvic floor, and then see if you can take a really gentle back bend. Go ahead, reach up from the chest, take a breath, and then exhale, hands come down to the mat. Step back to plank, and lower, light, nice and slow, just the way you like. Inhale for cobra, that gentle back bend, and then exhale, downward facing. All right. Here we go. Left leg rises. Just let it stretch for a moment. We open up that hip flexor, we take a breath, and then on the exhale, look forward, step forward. Rise into high crescent lunge on this side. Ground into your feet. Even the front foot has purpose. Big toe and little toe, grounding. The feet feel like they're pushing down and out, but the legs draw in, so there's this balance being created. And that's really what we're looking for in the poses, is the merging of the energies. If there's an out, there's an in. If there's an up, there's a down. We are constantly looking for and seeking balance in our poses. So it's not about the drama of this big, beautiful lunge. It's about how you do it. So stay in the moment. Keep your feet on the ground. Keep your breath through your nose. Make sure your priorities are straight. So this will be a healing practice. Last breath here. See if you can get that little back bend. And then exhale, come on out. Hands to the ground. Touch down like you mean it. Step back lightly and lower. Inhale through the back bend of your choice. Make it sweet. And then take it back to down dog. Say good morning to your body. I'd like you to take a walk to the back of the mat. Move your hands toward your feet. Gently walk toward the back of the mat. The feet should be about hip distance apart. And then roll up slowly. Tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin. Let's come on up nice and slow. Good. Inhale, go ahead, reach for the sky. And then bring your hands to heart center. We're going to take a moment and sit back. Just send the hips back. Keep the weight in the heels. And we're going to take a little twist. I want you to put your left elbow inside your left knee. Think about that. Left elbow inside the left knee. Inside. Yep. Yeah, feels nice, right? Now, that left knee is pushing into the elbow, and the elbow is pushing into the knee, and you feel those two energies merge. That's it. Keep the spine long. See if you can open your heart up a little bit to the right. You might even your right shoulder back slightly. Take one more breath. Twist a little on the exhale, and then forward fold right into a rag doll. Let your head go. Keep your knees soft. Let the arms hang free. And then we roll it up one vertebra at a time. Take your time. Inhaling as you rise, stacking the spine, and then lifting and rolling those shoulders back. Here we go. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, bring the hands to heart center, and go ahead and sit back. Sit the hips back. It's not a big, vicious chair pose. It's the most gentle one I could introduce here. And then go ahead, take your twist. Right elbow inside right knee. Try to keep your feet having equal weight. So everything we do is an act of consciousness and awareness. It's not about the poses. It's about how we do them. Always checking back in with our attitude. We have layers and layers of habitual thought patterns. Things we impose upon ourselves. maybe here today we let some of that go. We move and we breathe, and maybe we transform a little bit of that. Feel the elbow push into the knee into the elbow. See if you can open your chest just a little more, and then let it go. Just let it go. Just as long as you went in, that's as easy as we come out. Let the head go. On your next inhalation, please rise like a rag doll. Roll it up. Feel how the muscles organize the bones. We press into the feet, lift the shoulders and roll them back. And then on the next inhale, the arms rise. Exhale, forward fold. Just fold right back in. You're moving so beautifully today. Inhale, look up and lengthen. Let's walk it out into plank. Plank pose, we organize again. Look for the little bit of muscle action. And then we lower. Inhale into cobra pose. Exhale, take it back into downward facing dog. All right, right foot's going to step up to the hands. Let's turn the left foot flat this time. It's a little more intense. It's called Warrior 1. Yeah, Virabhadrasana 1. Grounded, back foot flat and grounded. And the chest plate is shining forward. So think about that. How do we ground into the feet? How do we make sure that foot behind us has some of our attention while we turn our chest forward? I think if you push into the back foot, you can more gracefully bend into the front knee. Look for the push in the... That's it. Take one more breath. Reach a little higher. We're going to hold right there, but take the arms down and behind your back. We'll clasp the hands together here. Inhale, extend, lift the chest a little higher, and then lead with your heart and come into a humble warrior. Start to fold slowly forward. As your head comes down, the arms can raise up. Keep the hands clasped behind you, and see if you can get a little squeeze between the shoulder blades. Now you have an opportunity here to square the hips a little bit, which would mean right hip back, left hip forward, and we push down into the feet so we can rise up with some grace. Feel the integration. Push down to rise up. As soon as your head is up, inhale, reach the arms. Exhale, let's blow it out. Hands down, step back lightly and lower. Inhale for cobra pose, and then exhale, take it back, downward facing dog. Oh my goodness. Left foot steps up. I can't not move. I have to move. I can't not move my energy as you're moving your energy. So if I get little crackles, just bear with me. Left foot comes forward, right foot is flat. Rear 1. See if you can find the relationship between the two different feet. That's it. And the chest plate forward. A little bit of passion here. What warrior do you know that doesn't have passion? Jerome's passionate about dancing. If the music makes you feel joyful, let that bubble up in you, you know? Don't take yourself that seriously. That's one of our biggest problems. Round into the feet, show me your heart, reach through your fingers. Let's stay lifted and tall, but let the arms come down and clasp behind. If you can, clasp the other way. Put the other index finger on top. Yeah, I'm messing with your brain now. And forward fold into that humble warrior. Keep grounding the feet. Possibility to square the hips just because you can, not because you have to. That's it, and we'll just keep grounding. Looking for that balance in our work. And then we press down to rise up. Come on up slow. Lift your head. When you're up, inhale, the arms reach. Last expression of the warrior. And then go ahead and flow it out. Touch the hands down. Step back lightly and lower. Inhale for cobra. And then take it back into downward facing dog. Now we're going to do a clearing breath, something a little different than in and out of the nose. In case you feel like you're too much, like it feels like too much, you're getting too much heat, you can simply breathe in through the nose and then open your mouth and make a little sigh, make a little sound. Yep, do that one more time, a clearing. Let me hear you. Beautifully done. Let's look forward and walk our feet up to the top of the mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Chair pose. Bend the knees, reach the arms. Utkatasana. Your legs should be a little more agreeable after those two other little chair poses. That's it. Now, find the weight even in your feet. Sit back a little bit deeper. Draw the hands to your heart center, and we're going to twist to the right. That means left. The right knee. Okay. It's all right. It's just the channel. We can't help the airways, you know? So we push into the palms. We try to open the chest. I see some of you opening up the chest and reaching the right arm to the sky. That's a beautiful variation. Everyone free to express their poses their way. I know we all come from different studios, different practices, different teachers, and that is so beautiful that we have a space where we can gather together. So do your yoga. That's it. Then bring the hands back together. Let's forward fold and let it go. Head hangs free. Let yourself recover. If you need a clearing breath, take it. If you can keep the breath through the nose, stay with it. When you're ready, you're going to bend your knees, come into chair pose again. The knees bend, the arms reach, the hands come to heart center, and our twist goes to the left side. Right elbow outside the left knee. Thank you for coming. I know you have to go teach. I love you so much. All right, so we feel that little press, elbow into the leg, leg into the elbow. See if pushing into the palms helps broaden the chest. We're looking for space. We're not looking to compress. Take one more breath here. Look for that space, and then let it go. Forward fold. Release your head, release your hands down. Good. I like what I see today. It's moving really mindfully. Let's inhale, look up and lengthen. Exhale and fold. With a flat back, rise to standing. Lift your head and chest. Start to reach the arms high. This time we're going to hook those thumbs together and spread the fingers wide. I want you to feel your feet push down and your arms reach high. And take a little stretch to the right side. That's it. Make it feel really good. Keep pressing down into both feet equally as you reach through all 10 of your fingers. And then pull the belly to the spine and rise back up. Good. Switch your thumbs. Let's go the other side. A little push-pull going on there. A little push-pull going on. Feet to hands, right? Left side, right side. All you're trying to do is seek out the balance. Yoga is about union. It's not about poses. The poses are our tool. Come back to center. Release your arms down by your sides. That's it. Inhale, arms. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen on your in-breath. Let's go to plank pose again. Let's stay in plank pose for just a breath here. And then we're going to roll to the right side. It's called Vashisthasana. Not for long, just enough to lift your left arm high, take a breath, and then return to plank. Stay organized in your body. Yep. You don't even have to do a variation. We're not going to stay that long. Roll it to the other side. Roll to the left. Lift your hips, your ribs, and your arm. And then look down, hand down. Lower yourself down. Beautifully done. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's be really clear that when you get challenged, it's up to you how you handle it. Yoga is no different than every day of your life. Some things are unexpected, some things are just like you know. It's an opportunity to see yourself in all of it. Take one more breath. Good. Right foot steps up. Let's stay on the left toes as you rise into your high crescent lunge. Come up, see if you can find that integration. And then we turn open to the left. Warrior 2. So again, looking for space, looking for balance. Keep the chest plate wide open. Reach out through both arms equally. Can you feel the same weight in your feet? Our legs have very different roles in this pose. Can you feel the action in both? Again, finding the balance, seeking the space. Let's reverse the warrior. Left arm down, right arm high. As you begin to reach up, let's see if we can reach up a little higher, but bend into the right knee a little lower. And just find the balance again. One is not supposed to overpower the other. Let's here, one last breath, and then return to warrior two. Oh, I like what I see. Let's straighten that right leg. Both legs as straight as you can make them, and then we just tip over to the side. Trikonasana, triangle pose. Right arm down, left arm up. I never ever said put your hand on the floor. So if that's what you think you have to do, just know you could be on your shin. You could be above or below your knee. What we're looking for is balance and space. If you feel like you're hinging forward from your hips, see if you can ground down into the feet enough to be able to open up the chest and draw the head back a little. There you go. The front leg is straight. We're not touching the ground here. It's triangle pose, not side angle pose. Yep. There we go. Breathe in deep. Take one more breath and then rise back up. Let's bend the front knee. We've got one more to do on this side. Are you with me? Right forearm onto the right thigh. It's there not to lean into, but to push down so you can rise up. And then I want you to take that left arm and wrap it around behind your back. Push the back of your hand into the small of your back, or maybe slip your fingers into the crease of your hip. Draw the tailbone slightly down and open the chest a little bit more. Yeah, if you're shrinking into your right shoulder, push down into the elbow and let your chest rise more. Create more space. Good, I like what I see. I don't know what we just did. Okay, it's fine. Let's release that right arm up. Come back up to warrior two. Take a breath, and then we'll flow it out. Both hands come to the mat. Step back lightly, lower nice and slow. Inhale for cobra pose, and then exhale, take it back into downward facing dog. All right, so if we open up the body to one side, of course, if we're seeking balance, we're going to open our body to the other side. It starts with high crescent lunge. Left foot steps up. Stay on your right toes. Please rise into your high crescent lunge. And then we open up to the right for your warrior two. Go ahead and take up some space here. Open the arms big. Ground into the feet. I love it. Feel the big toe side and the pinky toe side. Chest is wide open. Hearts feel wide open. Let's make warrior. Right arm down, left arm up. We're taking it up and back. It's a side bend. Feeling it through the rib cage on the left side of the body. As you reach up, see if you can gracefully bend into that left knee. Create a little more space. Don't do anything that's agitating or messing with your breath. Breathe in through your nose. Exhale, return to warrior two. Now, clearly straighten that front leg. That's it. You can feel the muscles hugging the bones. You can feel a nice stable foundation. And then don't worry about how far you go. The pose will continue to evolve. Put the left hand down on the leg. Take the right arm up to the sky. And look for space. Look for balance. It's never ever about how much we do. It's not about how deep we go. It's how much space we can create. That's it. I love the variations I see. See if you can draw the head, neck, shoulder. Up through the spine. Draw the head back. There you go. I saw that, Karen. That's it. Alright, take one last breath. Exhale, let's come up. Bend that front knee. We're going to place the forearm onto the thigh. Side angle pose. We push down a little into the elbow. See what it feels like. Let the shoulders shrug up into the neck. Just sink in. Right? And then push down into the elbow and see how you can make space. That's it. We keep lifting straight up over the shoulder with that right arm and then wrap it around behind your back. Not even extending the angle right there. Just wrapping it around behind and creating more space in the chest. Draw the tailbone down. I love what I see. Keep breathing. Keep grounding into the feet. Let's take the arm back up and then rise back to warrior two. Once you're there, go ahead, inhale, and then flow it out on the exhale. Both hands touch down. Step back lightly and lower. Inhale for cobra, the heat's starting to come. Exhale, downward facing dog. It's okay, let the sweat ball drip off of your nose. Yes, it's just water. If it feels like you're overheated, take a knee. There is a cool breeze. If you get still, you'll feel it. All right, take one more breath here. I'd like you to step your right foot forward and go ahead and gently put your left knee down. Arms sweep up high overhead. So a little different sensation here to find your ground. Don't be afraid to bend into the right knee, so you move a little more forward to the top of the left knee. That's it. And again, you're going to push down and out into the mat, but draw the legs into the hip sockets to create that gentle feeling of integration. Take a tiny back bend here if it feels good. Lift high instead of back. And then very slowly draw your hands right to your heart, and we're going to twist to the right side. Left elbow outside the knee. So simple. So sweet. See if you can get the elbow to push into the knee and the knee into the elbow. Create that little lock. Now, nice and slow, return to center. Keep the palms together. Inhale, arms reach. I'm going to test you here to go a little out of the box, out of your thinking, so trust me on this one. We're going to keep the toes pointed back, so the top of your foot and your ankle are on the floor, and you're going to push down that left foot that you can lift your knee off the floor. There you go. You'll feel the length of that left leg. Arms are up. See if you can do that. See if you can find that. You're stronger than you think you are. Your body is amazing. And then really gracefully put that knee back down. Bring your hands down. And then walk the hands back and up. Leg into a half split. Ardha Hanumanasana. So nice and simple. Fingertips are on the floor. Let's like point and flex a little bit through that right. For next week, I promise we'll get rid of that static. Right, so we're pointing and flexing so you can actually feel there's a lot of sensation in the back of that leg. Into that flex and hold it. Hands, but walk your hands back a little bit so your chest rises. Chest will rise a little bit higher. And now nice and simple, both hands are going to go outside of the right leg. So we add a little twist. Try to keep the flex on that right foot and keep lengthening the chest up and out. Hi, Alicia. That's it. You've got it. Just feel the sensations of your body. Balance and try to find the space. It's not how deep you go. Maybe you lift the chest more. That creates more space, a change of sensation. Good. Come back to the center. We're going to bend the front knee. Test. All right, let's see if this one works better. All right, so we reestablished our lunge. We did a step back and take a vinyasa. That means we go to plank and low, and then inhale into cobra. Exhale, we'll all find our way right into downward facing dog. Okay. Left foot steps up. Right knee gently goes down. It's so sweet and simple. Arms come up to the sky. For those of you practicing at home and may not be under a sky, you reach for your ceiling. Let's see if we can bend into that front knee a little deeper, so maybe you get more toward the top of the back knee, so you're not right on the patella. That doesn't always like pressure, you know? So you can slide the right leg back, or you can bend deeper into the front knee. Try to keep your left knee over your ankle. We want that back knee down. Let's put it down. Be gentle. Hands to heart center. Take your twist to the left side. Right elbow goes outside of that knee. Press gently into the palms. Notice that you don't have as many issues with balance here, that you can really focus in on the twist. Focus on pressing into the palms, broadening the chest, and then keeping the hands pressing. Let's slowly return to center. Come on up, lift your head, arms reach, inhale. Good. Both hands are going to stay high, reaching, reaching, reaching. And we're going to press into the top of that right foot. Press the top of the toes, the ankle, the foot. See if you can have the strength to lift that knee off the ground behind you. Feel the length of the back leg. Feel the strength underneath you. As you push down, let's rise up more. Lift the chest. Take a breath. And then with grace, slowly put that knee back down. Put your hands down on the ground. And we'll walk them back for our Ardha Hanumanasana, that half split. Hips stay high. Left leg extended straight. You can point and flex a few times just to work through the tension. And the tension might not be just in the hamstring. You might feel it in the calf. So point and flex the foot. Pull the toes toward the knee and then point them away from you. Move the ankle, move the foot, move the toes. And then we'll hold the flex. Maybe walk the fingers back a little bit. Come up onto fingertips. Lift your chest. So how do we make space here? We try not to fold head to knee, but instead we lift the heart. Yes, we lengthen and extend. That's it. And we breathe. And if we find something that's sustainable, then we can get curious, right? Then we can see what happens when we walk our hands to the outside. And we add that little bit of a twist. It's extending the spine. Extending the spine to the left. We feel younger when the spine is healthy, when our body is supple. Take one last breath here. And bring your hands back to the center. We'll bend the front knee, reestablish the lunge. And then you will tuck your right toes, step your left foot back, and lower. Nice and easy. Inhale, cobra pose. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Take another breath. Let's make it a clearing breath. And then come up high on your toes. Just lift the heels really high and start to bend your knees. As the knees bend, lift your hips higher. We call it turbo dog. It's kind of a funny name, right? Hips are high, knees are soft, so not so much hamstring. See if you can start to melt the heart a little bit. Open into the shoulders. Be gentle. Good. I like what I see. Now, with some form of integration, hands squeezing, feet spreading, we start to shift the weight forward. Shoulders over wrists, knees hover over the mat. It's called a floating tabletop pose. I know it creates a little heat, so I won't keep you here long. Take one more breath, and then gently put your knees down for regular tabletop pose on the ground, hands and knees. That's it. Belly button into the spine. Go ahead and extend your right arm forward and your left leg back. Reaching, breathing. Find the balance, find the space. Spread all your fingers and your toes. Use them like you mean it. Find the edge. Make sure that back, make it straight. Yep, you got it. Take one more breath. Then gently release it. No drama there. Take child's pose. Sit back. Rest your hips, rest your head. If your heart rate still feels like it's high, maybe you sit instead. If child's pose isn't a restful place for you because of your knees, then modify. One more breath. And then we come back into our tabletop pose. Hands are under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Find that sense of integration, hands squeezing in, legs kind of pulling apart. Belly into the spine. Lots of muscle action here. Simple but not so easy. And then it's left arm forward and right leg back. I think sometimes it's the more simple things that challenge us. When there's some intricate work to be done, we can get really focused on the surface. But I'm much more interested in you focusing on what's happening inside you. How do you integrate your body? How do you use your body parts? How do you find balance and space? How can you express it right here in this simple movement? Let's take one more breath. And then go ahead, put it down, take a rest. Child's pose. Child's pose just gives you a moment to check in. Now if you want to stay in child's pose, you can. If you want to come up and sit, you can do a seated hero's pose where your knees are bent and you're sitting on your heels. And if that doesn't work for you, swing your feet around in front and sit in a simple cross-leg position. That's it. So we're all going to choose a restful pose. We're going to close our eyes if it feels appropriate, right? If it feels safe for you. We just let the lids kind of close. So we minimize what's happening around us and we really take a moment to be with what's happening within us. When we talk about the meaning of yoga, we talk about union. We played it out in the body today with pushes and pulls and trying to find balanced action. But imagine if this practice could bring a sense of union to you. Whole person, the whole of your humanity. All of the parts of you, all of the complex layers that make you you. What if we could unite that? Take this moment. Be in the stillness. Be with your breath. Let's take one more. A nice deep breath together. Let out a little sigh. Open your mouth and just say, ah. Now I'd like you to swing your feet around in front if you haven't already, and place the soles of both of your feet on the mat in front of you. The knees will be bent, the feet will be flat, and I want you to put one hand on each knee and see if you can sit up a little taller. It's so easy to slouch here, right? Go ahead, do it. It'll feel good for a second. But imagine that all day. Can't sustain that. That is not healthy. Go ahead, pull yourself up. Lift your chest. What if we practiced that? And that became what was comfortable. Now, go ahead, extend your arms in front of you. That's it, nice and easy. Arms are reaching forward, shoulder blades are drawing back, so the chest broadens just a little. And then start to lean back, see what happens. Yoga is just as much about strength as it is about flexibility. I think that's one of my favorite parts about doing yoga in downtown is when the train comes through. That's it. So here we are, doing our work, developing our strength, finding out what we're really made of inside. That's it. And then the world continues to move around us as we do our work. It's so beautiful. Lift your chest a little bit more. Lean back just the slightest bit. Keep those feet grounded. Now we're going to take it up a notch. If it feels really good to have your feet on the ground, stay. If you want to lift your feet off the mat, go ahead, pick them up. Maybe bring the feet together. Touch your toes, your ankles, your knees. You might even try straightening your legs. Make the legs as straight as your spine. But if the straightening of the legs made your spine bend, then it wasn't a good choice. That's it. We got one more breath to go here. And then you'll simply bend your knees, put your feet back down, relax your arms, and let your head rest forward to your knees. That's it. Now, most of you are in a... You can just start to roll down slowly, but if you're back on the mat, you might want to scoot yourself a little forward before you roll down so your head stays onto the mat space. Yes. So we roll ourselves down slowly. Yeah, if you need to turn away from the sun, you can do that. I imagine that at 9 a.m. a little vitamin D is right? Probably good for us. Everything in moderation. Right knee is going to pull to the belly. Go ahead and give it a good squeeze. And extend your left leg long all the way down. You can flex your feet and create a little push and a little pull here. Again, we come back to that idea of seeking balance. The push and the pull. Balancing the pelvis. Then let's extend. Go ahead, take the right leg up to the sky. Make it as straight as possible. Push out through the heel. Maybe even interlace your fingers on the back of the leg. Some of you might be able to reach up and grab your big toe. Just because I said it doesn't mean you have to do it. That's it. Breathe. Keep the action in the left leg. Left foot is still flexing. Keep that left foot alive. Not just the one in the air, but the one on the ground. We want to flex it. We want to think about what's happening in the whole test, not just one body part, but knowing what's happening in the whole. Now we're going to release the hands, keep the leg straight, and really slowly lower it all the way down. Keep leading through the heel, lengthening. Use the core, and then let it rest. Let's all take one full breath cycle. In through the nose, out through the mouth, cooling the body. Left knee draws in. We create that little push-pull. You might even draw the lower back flat into the floor if it feels good. But feel the push and the full pull and feel the balancing of your work. Both effort in the feet makes a little difference in the pose. Pull the toes up toward the knees. On both feet. Not just the one you're hugging. Treat both legs equally. All body parts matter. All right, now, nobody got that, did they? Yeah, you did. Go ahead and take that left leg all the way up. That's it. And just feel what it feels like to straighten it up toward the ceiling or the sky, wherever you're at. Maybe interlace your fingers behind the legs so you have something to push into, or maybe reach up with your left hand and grab the big toe. And I promise you the sky's not going to open up and it's not going to be a big thing of confetti and no one's going to show up with a big check that you won the lottery if you grab your toe. Right? So if you're doing that, you got to ask yourself why. If the answer is because it feels really good, it feels integrated, it feels spacious and balanced. If your answer is, I don't know, it feels awful, then back off. Yeah. Then let's all let go of the hands and just really slowly guide that leg down. Putting it all the way down, lower and lengthen. And then let it relax. All right, both knees are going to draw into the belly. Give a little squeeze. start to rock a little bit side to side. And no, this is just organic movement. There's no right or wrong way to do it. The combination of breath and movement is what transforms us. It's what teaches us discipline. And we're going to simply rock enough that we go all the way over to the right side. Rock both of your legs and your hips over to the right. Let's open the chest wide. Reach that left arm out to the left. And then look out toward your left hand. Let yourself be. Just an hour we've been doing. You've been listening to cues and executing beautifully. And as we wind down the practice, there needs to be this really subtle shift from doing into being. If your legs are up in the air somehow and you're squeezing them together, see if you can let them down. Is that you, Carrie? Put your legs down, put your feet down, soften a little. Yeah. Yes. Let's take one more breath. And then nice and slow, bring it back to the center. Pull in the belly, draw the knees to the chest, give yourself a little squeeze. Again, rocking a little bit side to side, doing what soothes you, doing what feels really good. And then eventually rock it over to the left side. Take the knees and the hips around to the left. Open nice and big and broad. Remember to look out to the right. Once your body takes on the shape of the pose, let the pose do the work. Let your mind go to your breath. Nice and slow, let's draw the knees back into the belly. Find our way back to the center. Release both feet onto the mat, turn them toward each other so the soles of your feet touch and the knees drop open. Let's go ahead and release the arms up over the head. Softening through the shoulders, softening through the hips. A moment of surrender. A real opportunity to let it go. Let's take one more clearing breath. Big inhale through the nose. A little sigh right out of the mouth. And the arms will begin to come down. Bring them down by your sides, palms facing up. Slowly draw the knees back up into the center. And then one leg at a time, let them slide straight down the mat. This is your ultimate opportunity for surrender, to let go of all of the doing and to allow yourself just to simply be. If you need to turn away from the sun, It's okay. One breath at a time, we awaken. We stretch and move and breathe, and there's no right or wrong way to do it. I just want you to honor yourself. Somehow we pull ourselves together. We reorganize ourselves, and we come into a seated position. So as you come to sit, notice how you're sitting. Can you somehow find a way that feels balanced and spacious? Could that impression from the practice stay with you enough to carry you through the day? And just the simple act of trying would mean that you were taking your yoga off the mat. It would mean that the yoga awakened some part of your consciousness and helped you develop a new relationship and new habitual patterns of movement. And so that is my ask today. At some point, check yourself. Oh, does this feel balanced and spacious? Maybe you're just like leaning into one side, and you could just say, oh, like maybe if I just stood in both legs and I lengthened up. Like, could you imagine if we started to do that for the rest of our lives? It could be that simple. Let's bring our hands together at the heart. We're going to close the practice with a traditional and beautiful sacred sound of Om. A-U-M. We make that sound. It's a human thing. There's an A in the beginning of every alphabet, right? The U sound is how we bring the sound up through the body, and the N resonates up in the crown. So we move our own energy, and then we take the vibration of our practice and we put it out in the world. It's like some really beautiful, mystical way of connecting with something bigger than you. So let's take a deep breath in. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shantihi. Om Peace, Peace, Perfect Peace. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. May all beings be happy and free. May the actions of my own life and all of our lives somehow contribute to that happiness and that freedom. May all sentient beings know peace, peace, perfect peace. Namaste, my friends. Namaste. Thank you so, so much. Thank you to the city for giving us back our park. Thank you for all of you coming out. Thank you to my dear husband, Andy. And Mark showed up early to do the tables and chairs, the sound. We'll work out the crackles. I don't know what happened. I think the second mic worked better as long as I held it and didn't put it on my head. Maybe my earring was knocking into it or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out, I promise. That's right. Crackles in yoga is better than no yoga, right? So I do have one really quick announcement. It's really important. I'd been going back and forth with the city for months trying to get permission to come back in. When they finally gave me permission, I already had some summer travel planned. So I didn't start until today because last week I had family in town. And in 2 weeks, the 17th, I will not be here. So we're going to be here for 2 weeks in a row, and then we're taking one off, and then we'll be back for the rest of the summer. I'm not going anywhere till October, and by then maybe we'll figure out somebody who can do the sound, and I'll be able to grab a sub. Lots of teachers willing to come in. So just be aware. I'm going to try to post it everywhere, but if you're not watching the posting and it was word of mouth, know that on the 17th, yoga will be canceled, right? I hate the idea of you guys showing up and us not being here, but I had already had that scheduled. And I lost my dad this year, so I'm going up to New York to be with family, and that's really important to me right now. So I'm not going to cancel the trip for the yoga. I'm going to be with my family first always. And yeah, and then I will be back every Saturday with a smile on my face. So happy to be here and connect with all of you. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming back. That's it. Teacher training starts next Friday, the 9th. If anyone's interested, 200 hours of yin yoga training. It's a totally different practice. 200-hour yin. I saw your face. Starting on Friday. We have a really good group, but I could make room for another 1 or 2 people. If you're interested, let me know. And yeah, and Andy just wanted me to share with you that just being here and setting up and watching all of you coming up, walking in from all the different directions was the best moment of his whole week. So just so you know how much this means to us, I can feel your love. I know it matters to you. That's why you're here, but I just want you to know that that is reflected back tenfold. You fill our hearts every single week. Thank you. If you want a second practice on the weekend, every Sunday at 8:30, I teach on the patio outside of Farmer's Table. So right there at the Wyndham Hotel poolside on the deck by Farmer's Table, every Saturday at 8:30. You have to register for that one on Mind Body, and it sells out. There's still a few spots, but if you want to come tomorrow at 8:30, come join me. And have a great weekend, everyone. Love you. Thank you for being back. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy to see you. So excited to see you too.